welcome back to Belmont Bunch. I was working on something else. Sorry the video for the Boston review is out so late. This is that video now, as you could probably tell if you clicked on it. Going to be recapping that game. I missed it. I was at a concert, got to watch it, and now I'm going to talk about it. So, the Islanders beat a playoff team. It was a playoff team missing Brad Marchand, but it was still a playoff team. They still had Pasta. They still had Taylor Hall. We didn't have to deal with Jeremy Swayman, which is nice. And the Islanders get a nice win. So a couple things that were really fun to see. Seeing Bellows be able to hop into the lineup and have an impact. He, as it's been pointed out on Twitter, hasn't had a lot of consistency. And that's really difficult for him to, build up trust in his line mates, to, have some sort of cohesion with his line mates when he's just never on the same line. So it was really encouraging to hear from Barry the other day that he's, he thinks that he's ready for a full-time role. He thinks that Bellows is ready for a full-time role. And Bellows rewarded him. And this is really good for what I've been saying a lot this year, which is I don't want Barry gone. I just want him to adapt a little bit. And I know that's difficult for a guy that's probably set in his ways, and has won a cup in his ways. And I think this is really good for that. It's a positive development for the people that want to see the younger guys get going. Bellows got to play second line too. Bailey draws out of the lineup, and the Islanders look better. Got to find a way to get rid of him in the offseason, I really think, or, at the deadline. I don't know who's going to buy him at the deadline, so the deadline's probably out. If they can get an Andrew Ladd type deal, it probably wouldn't have to be as expensive getting rid of picks-wise, because I think Bailey is still ahead of where Ladd was when we traded him, and still is. And so maybe not as terrible. But, yeah, focus on Bellows. Good stuff from him. The first goal from Sorokin, horrible. He rebounded. He had a big save right after the Islanders had taken the lead, I believe, in the second. Or actually, no, sorry, it was still 1-1 at that point. So, huge save right after the Islanders had evened the game up. That goal, also, the first goal, we got to see a little bit of the creativity, finally. Barzal, spinorama pass. Dobson's just been throwing stuff to the net, and it's something that the Islanders have to do more often, and they're starting to. And Dobson, I'm noticing doing it, obviously in this game, because twice it led to a goal. But you have to create your own luck, and if you're not putting the puck on net, it's not going to go in. We can only get so many goals that bounce off another team's skate, and we haven't gotten many of those this year. That was more of a thing last year, but so Islanders starting to make their own luck. That is how they're going to get back to respectability. Kyle Palmieri in the second period had a nice, I think it was actually in the third, had a nice little steal behind the net and almost jammed it in front. So he's starting to look better. That's someone that I wasn't talking about moving because, first of all, how are you going to move a guy with that contract with 3 goals? He would have to start playing better, and I think we're seeing that now. Defensively, like I said, Dobson throwing stuff to the net, great. I still don't get Chara being in the lineup over Green. I think Green's been pretty serviceable this year, and Chara hasn't. So, I think if they finally isolate that, because they were talking about isolating an issue on defense, or they weren't, we were on Twitter, the experts. But they isolated an issue on defense and its age, and again, it's not Andy Green's age. Andy Green's been fine. So I think if the Islanders can figure eventually, and maybe, with the little lineup shakeup the other day, this will happen. You know what? Maybe Chara's the odd man out, and we try a game with Green, with Dobson maybe. You still have that, the intangibles of an older vet, a former captain, so you don't even lose that from getting rid of Chara, or, dropping him out of the lineup. So I feel like Andy Green would probably be a safer guy for Noah Dobson to learn from, because it's kind of the stay-at-home guy. He's defensive defenseman. And you give Noah Dobson a little leeway to go up ice, because we need that. We don't really miss Nick Leddy because he's not good anymore, but we do miss his style of, having a defenseman that can carry the puck. And Dobson hopefully is starting to turn into that. But so far he's more of a power play specialist. But hey, we'll take that. He threw one on net and went in. Olmark looked a little bit lost, but guess what? Got to make goalies look a little lost. And the only way to do that is to throw it on net and make them make the mistakes. The third goal, first of all, I should go back. The Pajot goal, it was nice to see him get his nose in there and tap home that rebound. So good. Pajot's another guy that needs to get going. He gets that. And the third goal, Kiefer Bellows, this is where he rewards you. He had a lot of hits in this game. He had a lot of shots on goal. He gets a puck on net, hard and low, creates a rebound. He gets the next shot. That also gets stopped, and he takes a hit. He takes a big hit, but guess what? He takes Trent Frederick out of the play, basically, by forcing him to, lay the body. And then Matt Barzal gets to tap it in. So, that's something I haven't seen a lot from the Islanders this year. I want to see someone like Anders Lee do that as a big body presence to get in front. Start firing some stuff. I know Anders Lee isn't, the world's foremost sniper. Then do what Kiefer Bellows did here and shoot it along the ice. Get that pad save that forces a rebound, and it worked for the Islanders there. And yeah, again, make your own luck. Love that from Kiefer. That was amazing. That was really cool to see. He gets pummeled and he gets to watch the puck go in, and he got a great view from the ice. So the Islanders playoff team that they beat. That's nice. It is good. I'm kind of torn right now, as you could probably tell, between tank and just see this core at least resurrect itself. I would prefer to see the core resurrect itself, and a game like this was at least encouraging for that. So, yeah, Kiefer Bellows, let's keep seeing him. In practice today, it looked like Bailey was back in for Wahlstrom. I would prefer not, obviously, but Wahlstrom hasn't been, lighting it up. So, and Wahlstrom's had more time to adapt than Bellows has, so I could somewhat understand that, but at the same time, it's like, come on, Josh Bailey just isn't doing it, and he's had a chance this year as well. So there it looks like, kind of going back to the veteran drawing board, but we'll get there, hopefully, eventually. So anyway, that's it. I think I said glad to see Sorokin bounce back from that bad goal. He had a nice save after. It was, the double pad save. It's almost like sometimes he's better off not having to overthink his positioning in a spot like that. It's just reflex. So I guess it was some good positioning too. He didn't give up his net. Didn't overcommit to the first shot. But anyway, that's it from Belmont Bunch. I'm Mr. Belmont Bunch. Yay, yay, yay. Yay, yay.